Hi, good morning. I think we're live. Good. So if you're joining me live, say hi in the comment, and even if you're watching it in the replay, put something in the comment, maybe a little word about how you're feeling today, so that I know that you've watched the video. And today we are talking meditation, and because when I was thinking back at what really helped me feel, happier and more confident and really enjoy my life. And meditation is a big part of that because I started yoga 13 years ago. And yoga was amazing, of course it was. But there was something special when I started my meditation practice. It took me a while to get there. I only started my meditation practice when I did my teacher training, yoga teacher training. And then it was very much like dipping in and out, dipping in and out. And it's only since last May, June that I've got a proper daily meditative practice. And it helped me so much. I love it. It really feels, when I sit down and meditate, it feels like I am coming home. No matter what time it is, no matter what my day has been, no matter if I've just been annoyed by something or other, the moment I sit down on that cushion with my blanket and I close my eyes and I take a breath, and it feels so much better. It's like it's like coming home, that feeling that you've got of being comfortable and that knowing that you're safe and that there's nothing to worry about, that everything is going to be okay. That's what my meditation is doing for me. And I've just finished a book that was going on into the scientific, the scientific reasons why meditation is so good. And some of the benefit that they were talking about, which I've definitely noticed, is that first of all, it helps you calm your thoughts. When you meditate, you focus on something, usually the breath, because it's always there. And from the moment you focus your mind on something, your mind becomes less busy. And automatically, you have fewer thoughts going on, and there are calmer thoughts. So that's the first benefit, and I can definitely say that it does do it, from personal experience. Then it helps you relax for that same reason that the way the mind and the body works, um, if the mind is really, really busy, it's going to send signals to the body that are going to keep it very alert. It's the sympathetic nervous system, the fight, flight, freeze. And when you're very alert, automatically you can't relax. Kind of goes, one against the other. But when you meditate, that you calm your thoughts, automatically the signals sent by your brain to your body are that it's okay, that it's possible to relax. So, by that simple process of sitting and observing your breath, you calm your thoughts, and that feeds back into your overall body and it helps you relax. So, those are the first two main benefits. And then I was so pleased when I saw that. And there was a chapter, well, not a chapter, there was a few paragraphs on promoting a sense of inner peace. And for me, that's that feeling of coming home. It's that feeling of sitting down and knowing that it's fine, it's okay, everything's okay, no matter what. And it comes from that idea, that fact, that deep down inside of us, we all have a part of us that is still. It's called the still point. In Dhru Yoga, which is a type of yoga I teach, Dhru, the term Dhru refers to the North Star, which is the one star in the sky that doesn't move. And we all have that still point inside of us. And the meditation helps us to connect with that still point. Because usually it's hidden under stress, under worries, under busyness, under tiredness. And If 13 years ago somebody had told me, oh, you've got a bit of you that is perfectly calm and perfectly at peace all the time, I would have said, yeah, right, of course I do. Of course I do. I would not have believed them for 1 second. But then yoga and meditation have helped me to realize that actually, yeah, we do have that. We all have that little piece of nice, quiet, always confident, unattached to what is going on around us. And when you touch that sense of inner peace, it can be very fleeting at the beginning. It can be like seconds. But when you touch it, it promotes a deep sense of being safe and of being able to let go. And that's just magical as far as I'm concerned. And then another aspect that was mentioned was that it promotes what they call the witness position. And the witness position is noticing that you are not your thoughts. You might be feeling worried, you might be feeling angry, but you are not the worry, you are not the anger. Those are thoughts in your mind, and you can change them. And meditation helps you create that little buffer so that you can observe your thoughts and you can choose to change them. And I remember that when I started practicing during my yoga teacher training, one of my teachers compared that to lengthening the fuse. Like, you've got the action, and then usually you've got the reaction. Something happens, you get annoyed. And meditation lengthens that fuse. Something happens, there is a pause during which you can choose what you want to do. And sometimes you still choose to be annoyed, we're human. I've done it. But you've got that choice. You're not the victim of your feelings and of your thoughts anymore, of your emotions. You've got a sense of being in charge of your life, and meditation gives you that. Now, that's all very good. But as I said, it's not something it didn't come naturally to me to start up with, to be honest. When I first started doing it, I would sit down, and my mind was very much the monkey brain that, again, yoga teachers talk about. It was very much going everywhere. I would sit down and my mind would go everywhere, coming back to yesterday, thinking of what I had to buy, what I had to cook for dinner. I would try and sit for 5 minutes, and it was all over the place. And then I would give up, and that's why I never really stuck to it. And then when I did my meditation teacher training, then I learned that meditation at the beginning is very much that process of bringing the mind back. You sit, you focus on your breath, the mind goes, and you bring it back. The mind will go again, and you bring it back, and it will go again, and you bring it back. And that awareness that the mind has gone away and bringing it back, that's meditation at the very beginning. What ideally you don't want to do is you don't want to be sitting, having a thought, and then going along with the thoughts. But even if you do, that's not a problem. Go along with the thoughts, and when you notice that you've gone quite far away from your meditation and your breathing, bring it back. Again, gently, we're not telling ourselves off for it, because that's what the brain does. The brain is busy. And especially at the beginning, when you want to try and focus it on the one thing because you're meditating, it's not going to like it. And it's going to try and find other things to look at and other things to do. So meditation at the beginning is very much that, noticing that the mind has gone away and calling it back. So at the beginning, that's how it starts. And then little by little, you notice that the mind stays with your breath for a bit longer. You still have to call it back occasionally, but it doesn't happen quite as much. And in those moments when it doesn't happen quite as much, that's when you can touch that still point and touch that calm. So how do you get started if you want to start a meditation practice? But the first thing that you want to do is you want to find a place that you can come back to. Because there is I'm sure you've all heard of Pavlov, you know, Pavlov and the dog. Pavlov would ring the bell and then give his dog some food. And after a few days or weeks, he would ring the bell and the dog would salivate for the food, but even though there was no food. And the brain, if you always come to the same place to meditate, will identify, oh, while sitting here, it's meditation time. That if you change place constantly in your house, it's going to take you longer to get used to it. So the first thing I would say was find a place that you know you can come back to all the time. And then once you found that place, experiment with how you want to sit. So for some people, they prefer sitting on a chair. If that's the case, just make sure that you can have your feet flat on the floor. And if it doesn't really fit there, you can either adjust the chair, or if you can't adjust the chair, you can have some books or yoga blocks to lift the feet up so that the feet can really lay flat on a firm surface, the ground or something else. When you sit, you want to make sure that you're not slumming, you're not slumming back on your chair. You want to make sure that you're sitting up and that your shoulders are relaxed back. You want the sternum pointed up. So that's one option. The other option is to sit on the mat or on the floor. And if you go for that, I'd suggest that you use a cushion so that your pelvis is tilted forward. And then again, your spine can stretch up. You can have your shoulders back. And it's easier to meditate that way than if you're sitting straight on the floor. So once you've picked your space, experiment with how you want to sit, either on a chair or on the floor. The key to staying awake, because I think people who have already tried to meditate have probably done it, falling asleep during meditation. It happens. It's happened to me. And one of the best ways to try and prevent that is to sit in such a way that your shoulders are back, your sternum is pointed forward, and you've got that natural S in your back. And that keeps your spine alert and keeps your whole body alert. So make sure that either on the floor or on your chair, you're sitting in that position. Shoulders back, sternum pointing forward and up. Okay? Then, one thing that you don't have to do, but I like to do it, is I've got a specific scarf that I use to put on my shoulder when I meditate. And it goes again back to that idea that if you've got a little ritual that goes with the meditation, the same place, the same way of sitting, and a scarf if you want to add it, then it kind of gives signals to your brain that you're about to sit down and meditate. And it's going to make it easier for you. And then get started. And to get started, the easiest way is to watch the breath. Because the breath is always there with us. So that's the easiest way. There's plenty of different meditation techniques, but if you want to start, the best way to do it is starting with the breath. So you just sit there, you can close your eyes, or you can keep them open. You don't have to have your eyes closed. You can keep them open. And then just start watching your breath. Breathe in and out through your nose, if that's comfortable. And just watch the breath as you breathe in and as you breathe out. If you find that your mind is very, very much the naughty puppy wandering around the place and not coming to the breath at all, you can maybe focus not just on the breath, but also on the physical manifestation. So either the chest or the abdomen rising with the in-breath and falling with the out-breath. So that's another thing you can focus on to keep your brain engaged in something while you're meditating. And then, when you get started, start with a timer. Because especially at the beginning, you don't want to set yourself lofty goals, oh, I'm going to sit for 20 minutes. That's not very realistic. You want to start with 5 minutes. So set a timer for 5 minutes, and for those 5 minutes, promise to yourself that you will stay there, you will sit, you will watch your breath, and no matter how many times your mind wanders away, you will always bring it back. And at the beginning, that's what the meditation is. It's that process of noticing and bringing it back. gently, kindly, without being critical, because it's a new practice, it's a new training really to get into it. And what I would say as well, actually, I just thought of that now. It might be a good idea before you sit down to do a little bit of movement, just because the body doesn't like to just sit down still. When you get used to it, when you get used to meditating, it becomes a lot easier. You know, you can just sit and there we go, you're in that space. But it might be helpful to either do a little bit of yoga and then meditate after, or if you just want to focus on the meditation, you can do a little sequence which you will find on my YouTube page. Actually, I'll put the link in the comments after. If you go onto my YouTube page, there is a mini energizing sequence which is just a few movements. It's about 10 minutes long, and it's ideal to do before a meditation. So at the beginning especially, I would say start by that and then sit down to do your meditation. Okay? So, as I said, meditation has got many benefits. The main ones are that it calms your mind, which in turn relaxes the whole body, which in turn allows you to have a bit of distance between you and your emotions, so that you are a bit more in control of how you feel and what you do, because the way you feel is going to influence the way you do. And then how to get started. Number one, find a space in your house that you can come back again and again and again, always the same place. Number two, experiment with the ways of sitting. Choose where you want to sit, on a chair or on the mat, but before you come to your first meditation session, experiment with it. Number three, that's optional, have a scarf that you always use, again to create that little ritual around it. And then number four, set a timer, start with 5 minutes, and then get started. Sit down and start watching the breath. Your eyes closed or open, but start watching the breath. And then every time your mind wanders, and it will, gently bring it back. Okay? So that's how it starts. And then maybe promise to yourself to do it, I don't know, twice a week at the beginning. And then build up from there. If you enjoy it, the twice a week, do twice a week for, let's say, a month. And then if that worked, then maybe do it, add another time and do it 3 times a week. So see what works for you, but don't feel that you need to meditate for 20 minutes every day. That's absolutely not the case. I would definitely say start with a small amount of money. I'm off money now. My daughter was doing money maths, that's why I've got that in mind. Small amount of time, and twice a week, once a week, maybe at the beginning. Okay? Now, before we go, I just wanted to have a word about a retreat that I'm hosting from the 19th to the 21st of February. It's a virtual retreat, obviously at the moment. It will start on the Friday night with a session that is all about sleeping better and creating those rituals around sleeping to ensure a good night's sleep. And then on day 2, which is a Saturday, we've got 2 sessions. And the first session is going to include a fair bit, actually both sessions are going to include meditations. And the meditations are going to be all about getting to that still point. So if you like that idea of being able to sit down and to get in touch with a part of you that is always calm, and if you like that feeling of sitting down and just feeling safe, then those meditations, the one that we'll do on Saturday morning and Saturday afternoon, are going to be brilliant for you. They're going to be doing exactly that. The Saturday morning one is going to be more about just getting inwards and letting go of the tension and the stress. And then the afternoon one is going deeper into finding that sense of inner peace. So that's the Saturday. So that's the 2 meditations that we'll be doing. And then Sunday is going to be a bit different. It's going to be looking at energy and about our rhythm, because we all have different rhythms. and we have lifestyle that might not always support our rhythms, but there are little tweaks that anybody can do and that will make your lifestyle actually work for you, and that you basically are healthier, happier, and you've got more energy, and you're not as stressed. So that's going to be the session that we'll be doing on Sunday morning. Okay, so the details of the retreat are on top of the Facebook page, and you can also find them in the link of my bio in Instagram. And yeah, it'd be great to see you there. At the moment, I still have a early bird offer which runs out on Friday on the 12th. So have a look, and it might be the right time to treat yourself to a few days, not a few days, a few hours over a few days of time really for you. And if you are tempted by starting a meditation practice, you'll get the recording. So after the live, you will be given after the retreat, you will be given the recording. They'll be for you to keep forever. So you'll have those two meditations, and you'll have an extra one that I'll be sending as a bonus. So you'll have 3 meditations to play with. And when you first start, having guided meditations is tremendously helpful, because it just helps reining in that monkey brain. Right, that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you've got any questions, please put them in the comments. I'll be checking in during the day and tomorrow or whatever. So if you've got any questions about meditation or about the retreat specifically, put that in the comments. And I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.